Hi, I'm Spectrum News meteorologist Kyle Hansen here with your tropical update. This is for Tuesday, June 17th. Got a big look at the Caribbean and the Gulf, and you can see it's pretty quiet there, but it's not the case in the Pacific. We have Tropical Storm Erick right now, at least a tropical storm as of this afternoon here on Tuesday the 17th. But if you're watching a little bit later, days ahead, this will likely become a hurricane. So by tomorrow, again, Wednesday, we could have a hurricane out here in the eastern Pacific. This is generally just off the southwest coast of Mexico. Going to continue to move towards the northwest here, and again, likely strengthening probably by Wednesday morning into midday into a hurricane. We do have hurricane watches up for the coast of Oaxaca, and then towards the central and eastern coast of Oaxaca, a tropical storm watch in place. A landfall probably expected somewhere between Puerto Escondido in Oaxaca and Acapulco over there in Guerrero. So again, the western coast of Mexico seeing an impact from a hurricane. This will be likely the first landfalling hurricane for the eastern Pacific this year. As is typical with these storms, we have quite a bit of mountainous terrain in this part of Mexico, so it may make landfall as a Cat 1 or 2, but it will quickly fall apart as it hits the mountains. But with the mountains in place as well, you get some of that orographic lift enhancing some of that rainfall. So rainfall could be definitely an issue out there in western Mexico. Now back to the Atlantic basin, something that I do want to touch upon is actually the water temperatures have either stayed steady or even cooled off just a touch in some places in the Caribbean out there. Also in the tropical Atlantic, you can see here there are actually some blues showing up in the Caribbean. That means there are some areas with below normal water temperatures, believe it or not. And where we have the above normal temperatures, you can see the yellow on this scale. That's barely just above normal. Very different picture than what we had last year. You can see kind of on the northern periphery of the tropical Atlantic, right near normal, you see some whites and blues. Again, that's just right at normal for this time of year. So that's some good news. And the reason why the temperatures haven't been quite as hot as last year is we've actually had some of that Saharan dust. Again, we've been talking about this a lot. The dust can actually block out a little bit of the strength from that sun and generally can cool the waters just a little bit. It's not really a significant impact, but it's enough where the temperatures are either near or just above average, which is a better scenario than what we had last year. So this is the dust forecast going into next week, Monday. It looks like early next week, so almost 7 days from now, a week out from now, we are going to start to see more dust move across the tropical Atlantic. It'll tend to kind of thin out a little bit as it moves towards the Caribbean, as it typically does, because of course some of that dust falls into the ocean. But nonetheless, that's some drier air moving west. We also have a lot of shear in the Caribbean and the Gulf. That's the wind changing with speed and direction, with height. And that's something that tropical systems do not like. So over the next week or so, tropical development not expected in the Caribbean or the Gulf or out in the tropical Atlantic. So certainly some good news here. Of course, this time of year tends to not be too active in the Atlantic. Things can change though, and normally by the end of June until July, we are looking at potentially that first named storm. So make sure to stay updated with us. We'll have an update, of course, next week around this time. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for watching.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage. And click the subscribe button here. You can also download our app and watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.